like there were a lot of rules growing up. More Jehovah's Witness, you know, the birthdays, oral sex, before marriage is a sin. So I mean,
mirror, mirror, who the baddest? No one left it to compete, cause I'm the savage. Hey, tell me, is it savage? They send out Winnie, I just put up with a bad.
Yes, yes, yes. Once again, man, we meet up here. It's a Sunday school. Pastor Voyo Mngoni. Intwana ka Mishno Pumla. Fana nhloko enkulu nempumla enkulu, but thank you very much, man. This is our 4th episode. Hey, it's been rough, man. Hey, it's been rough, man. You know, enjoyed the first episode with the Amp crew. Second episode with Shamrock. Hey, I need to say this. That episode happened after 2.5 bottles of gin. So if I seem a bit excited, gula episode, but just know, excitement yambe hamba ne liquid nyanities, amanzi, amponjwana. But we're not there, man. We're not there. Shout out to everyone. Thanks to Mr. Matikane. Thanks to Waka. Thanks to the M crew. Shout out to everyone, man. Thanks for joining us. We're up in here at Vida Lounge. I don't know if the backdrop is showing today, but we're shooting at a different space like Vida Lounge. No, not our usual studio, because some people decided to be a bit lazy and not want to set up. But hey, today, Sunday School Vodcast 4th episode. I am with one of the most underrated comedians that I've ever come across. Very good friend of mine. He goes by the name of Motso Kgatle. Hey, what's up, man?
Sure, what's up, bro? Thanks for having me, guys. Such an honor to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, you know, before we started shooting, you know, when I got here, when the team tells me, no, Motso's here already, your guest is here, I was like, yeah, that's the type of energy I like, you know. It's not a good thing. I'm not proud of you figure out before figure me, but thanks, man, you know.
Always come first.
That has set the tone for this episode. It has, man. But thank you very much, man. You know, I hate asking this question, but it's a very important question.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And it's overdone, man. You know, this question of who are you? But I feel it's very, very important. I wish I could find a way in future of how to ask it, but there's no better way of asking this. Okay. Who are you, bruh?
Motso Kgatle, I'm a comedian. I'm a loner. What else do you want to know?
I want to know who you are.
Yeah, I'm a comedian. I was born in Springs, St. Mary's Hospital.
So your parents had medical aid?
I don't know how it but I was born in Pulusong, right? I was born in St. Mary's Hospital, 5 June 1989. And then I grew up in Tsakane with both my parents. So my parents met in 1987, and I was born in 1989. So I was born in wedlock.
Oh, okay. So why do you say that and look at me straight in the face? Do I look like a child that was born out of wedlock, my man?
I didn't say that. I'm just saying it as a disclaimer, which I was born in wedlock.
Oh, okay.
Which is nice, but it's overrated, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. Okay, yeah. That's dope, man. Reading your bio tells me you are one of 7 children.
Yes.
Siblings within that union?
Yeah, bro.
Why
do you mean siblings?
within the union, within your the union of your parents, the marriage?
No,
Or-
I'm the firstborn in that case. But we are 7. I should say ngibala wonke umuntu.
Okay,
When I
time
say we
ending
are
like
7, we are 5.
only need 2.
What do you mean C2?
Not 7. A time
We are
end.
7. A time in no mama, we are 5.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
that's how
oh,
to
oh,
explain
oh,
it, yeah.
oh,
So-
oh, okay.
My other half siblings are still my siblings because I want to know mama, but a time in C5.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. I get it, my man. Like, so, been nonke all this time? All the.
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
On and off, but mostly in my 5 siblings one.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So, firstborn boy, and then Lawabanye?
Firstborn is a girl actually. Then a boy, then there's a Uzamin and the rest of my siblings.
Oh, okay. Now I'm just zoning into the wedlock situation.
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
firstborn, and then
Yeah.
umfana, and then.
There's a girl and then there's another girl and then there's a boy and then there's a girl.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. How close are you?
I would be lying if I said we were close. We were not close really. We were just siblings. Nje. If I may put it that way. Yabo, because especially with me, because I'm alone and by nature. Yabo, so I'm usually on my own most of the time. From when we were growing up as kids to now. Yabo. So I wouldn't say we are close, but we love each other like siblings, but maybe I'm closer to my third-born sister than anyone else, but yeah, we are cool vibes. Nje. There's nothing I would say that it's
Okay,
negative.
no animosity, but
No.
you
Yeah.
know, but obviously within a group of people, anyway, whether it's siblings, whether it's spanning, whether it's in this team here podcast, there are people that will levitate to watch it other
Yes,
more
yes.
easier. You'll
Yes,
find
yes.
you find it easier to relate to someone, but I go to beef.
No, there's no beef.
Oh,
nothing
all right,
like that.
all right. So your parents, teachers, me too.
Yeah, both of them are teachers. But my father is retired now, but they were teachers. Yeah, both of them. My mom is still teaching though.
Okay, so now uzalwa abafundisi, right? And now suyakhula ekugcineni wena decide ukuthi no mina ngifuna ukuba a comedian. And I know people that are born of professionals, our standards where career choice are very, very high.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, how difficult was that? And or how did you break the news with mina lezi ezinye izinto mina bafethu hayi ngifuna nje ukuhlekisa abantu?
Yeah, that's a good question. Initially, being a astronaut, yabo. Astronaut, like Amampel, that was my dream profession that I wanted to pursue. But then, you know, more figure school and I went back advice about Uti. I want to intloko yakho uzoba nenkinga yama helmet. Then ngafuna ukuba gynecologist and then nakhona ngabona ukuthi no, I'm not gonna cut it. Lo wona ngibhekene nento eyi-1 but then I ended up
Our gynecologists are seeing umbilical cord, so you were not gonna cut it. Are we there?
no, I'm just talking with you. It was in a good career path for me. So I ended up getting a job at Department of Health, and then out of that whole confusion, I ended up being a comedian. But it wasn't part of the plan. Yabo. So my parents didn't understand why I wanted to be a comedian, but for me, it's something that came later yabo, as an interest. Especially when I started seeing about Trevor Noah, because the comedy like South Africa is still young, so there are not a lot of comedians that I saw back in the day. But maybe about Trevor Noah, maybe later on about Skumba, about Pure Munati when it started. So there was this thing that said, I think I'm funny, maybe I should try out comedy. But Ekaya, even now, they don't get it, you know. They don't get it, but
So my crowd you are going to perform, do they get it?
Depends on the crowd. Because
Okay.
mostly I do intelligent comedy, intelligent jokes. So if I perform, for example, at a tavern, I will struggle to get some good, because people don't want to listen a grooving. So I'd rather be at a comedy club. That's where I'm comfortable at, yabo, when I'm performing. But I try to make them understand my jokes, but I don't like explaining my jokes because I think they are easy. But people just don't get them sometimes. So that's the hard part about it.
Yeah, no, I've seen you perform. I've seen what I like when you say something very stupid, something very intelligent, and then we touch to Mike, we get clear, and then you have a sip of your savannah and say, and then Canis because that completes the joke.
Yeah.
Now, I just want us to go back a little bit.
Okay,
You
cool.
know, first career choice, astronaut, and then gynecologist, and nah? So the loss of interest in the two career paths. I'm a max mara to go there because that's important. You know, because now without you trying to make it seem like we know what desire and you, but I'm a max are important, woman.
No, I wouldn't say my marks were dismal, to be quite honest, which is weird because my parents were both teachers. But when your parents are both teachers, doesn't mean you're going to excel at school. That's what people should understand. So my marks were not very good. I could have done better, but nah. Nama ingaspera nje certificate some symmetric it. Bengi goat.
Where
Mara
did you matriculate? Sorry.
Vuqhakaze High School in Leandra, Ellis. I used to stay there also.
Oh, so grew up in Tsakane and at some point you moved to
Leandra.
Leandra.
Yeah, that's where I actually completed my matric.
Kaslabuli Sheza, the entertainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, man, that's nice, man. So now here you are. You see, most comedians I know that I've come across, Babant, you know, it's the very first time ever I hear Utumuntu a comedian is an introvert or a loner. Like how do you balance that? Like how does it happen? Or how do you think it happens? Because I know I probably don't know how it happens, but why do you think you are a loner, you're an introvert, and yet you know that strong personality and acting abantu and attention?
Okay, firstly start here. I grew up in a family of Jehovah's Witness. So we didn't really, not that they told us not to interact, but I didn't really interact with people a lot of the time. So Mkulele in a closed environment by design, but not because our parents didn't want us to talk to other kids or mix up with anyone else. It was just me, Nkule Vele, sort of a loner, antisocial kid, you know. So comedy came later as my way. Yabona ukuthi communicating abantu. So when I'm performing, it's for me, it's like talking to people because I have something to say. I could say to a friend, but because I don't have friends, a crowd, they are my friends in a way.
For
that particular 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. So if I have a problem, maybe my girlfriend dumped me, I can't tell a friend because I don't have a friend. I don't have a sibling that I'm close with enough to talk about those personal problems. So I'll just put it in my set and go and perform. So even if I get laughs, I don't get laughs, but ngizobe
Upodlile.
ngipodlile. And afterwards, I'm back to the loner guy. Yabo? So most of the time after performing, then I'm awkward because in public, when I'm chilling with people, I'm an awkward person. So I'd rather perform and just leave, go back to my place. So it works for me in a way.
Okay, now there's this thing, I've thought of doing stand-up comedy because I think I'm funny,
Okay.
But I think I'm funny, right? And there's a lot of people that have approached me to say, hey, but you know what I found very challenging is thinking of funny things near one, putting pen to paper near one wherever I am for instance jela abantu, you know, like how, okay, what is the process of designing your set or how do you prepare your sets? You know, is it impromptu? Is it things that you thought of, wrote down, rehearsed? Like, just please take me through that.
Okay, my process is like this. I also, traditionally, comedians, obviously, they have notebooks and pens in their pocket. When they think of something, they want to write it down, you know. Some comedians will tell you, Mpalama jokes, but I don't believe you can write a joke if you haven't tested yet on stage. You can't call it a joke. So I have my phone with me, or if I have that notebook I have, then normally I write in words. For example, ngizobhala vuyo, and then when I'm back in my place relaxing, I'll think a joke about a joke along that line, vuyo. Yabo? Even right now as I'm sitting, I've already written a joke because my mind works fast. Yabo? Serious, that's how I write. I write it on my mind.
Who is the joke about?
No, the joke is about I'm nervous yabo, around cameras, unlike Grootman. Yabo. So ngcinile
I hope ugcinile ukuyenza lento yenzayo.
That's the punchline. So ngcinile ukurecord. So that's how I come out with my jokes. Like, it's that easy. So normally I don't write them down. I'll just say Grootman ngcinile, and then I will fill it up whenever I get the time. But kulelo joke lelo, there's something elihlanganisayo, yabo. So mangithi, unlike Grootman, I'm not cool around cameras. Ngcinile ukurecord. So that's the joke.
No, I'm happy. I got on the punchline. Tavi. Hey, ayikho lento leyo man. Ngabe siyakhala manje. But anyway, you know who you remind me of?
Yeah.
There's a show yaka Dave Chappelle where he says he takes a fish bowl and writes random punchlines.
Yeah.
And then like him up pin and then our fagela and then wafudu wamola fudu.
Yeah, and then pick up the
and then he says, okay, shall this is my closing joke. This is the standing ovation joke, and he makes it happen somehow. But I think there's such beauty in that, man.
Yeah.
Because
it's different. Sorry to carry off.
No
it's
problem,
different with every comedian, you know. So normally I do one-liners, you know. So because I don't really want to do a long joke. Comedians are different. They are storytellers. I'm more of a one-liner, witty lines, intelligent comedian type of jokes. But I can mix it up between English and Vernac, depending on the crowd, because you must also read the crowd, you must also read the room, and then that's when you can really figure out what kind of set you want to do on that particular show.
Okay, you mentioned earlier on, Pure Munati show, classic, you know, some of the biggest brains in South African comedy. You know, I'm a pioneers, like big names, man. Oh, you're about David Kao, Kagiso Lidiga, you know, right?
Top guys.
Okay, I know there's an array of them, but who is that guy? That guy, you know, Mampera, what? Actually, this is a thing for me to do because of him. Who is that guy? Whether local or international, but who is that guy that you saw with that show? Ngashova njengomchita.
Yeah.
Or ngizoshova because of umchita.
Yeah, I'll say Pure Munati, ne? But really, when I decided to do comedy, I think it was between Lama stand-up specials were Trevor Noah, starting from Day Walker 2.0, and then usikhumba ku KFM during that segment bekayenza no Pop Mapena on every Friday. That's when I decided I can also do this most. Maybe not like them, but I feel like I'm funny in a certain way, in my own way. Yabo. So that's when I decided I can do this also. I'm funny, but you can't until you go on stage, then that's when you can say, okay, I'm funny.
Yeah.
Because everyone thinks they are funny.
Yes.
The comedy is a tricky art form because even when you perform, there are people sitting in the crowd who think they are funnier than you. It's different than being a DJ. It's different because sometimes with more DJ, you can DJ and play your set. Kunabantu abangakwazi ukudj in the crowd most of the time, so they just wanna dance. But comedy is the only art form when I outside hlekisa. Nami mosingama lapha ngisho ama jokes yana ithu ahlekisa. That's how people feel. That's why every time a performer, you have to work. Kunama hecklers, a crowd in, people think they are better than you, so you have to fight for that your voice is heard, you know.
You push.
Yeah,
You
so
push.
it's
You
difficult.
push.
It's really difficult.
Hey, talking about this Kumba, ne?
Sure.
Kumba, like saying with most how he crafted his art, you know, was listening to people around him, you know, and if you see most of his sets,
Yeah.
most of the time, you know, was there ever a situation like that where you unabantu maybe or sontweni much was witness,
Yeah.
you know, there's a conversation that you pick up on like
Yeah, I think my uncles were funny. I had one particular uncle who was funny. Kama like you power, but he's late now. So yeah, so there was always a funny person, nje. Go family, church, maybe go banale elder A1 and funny, you know, who likes saying some funny stuff. So a sense of humor, I could pick it up, even from my dad. He can quite be funny now at times. So yeah.
Have you ever died on stage?
Yo. Yeah, a number of times. I think the one that comes to mind, maybe in 2 moments, because sometimes you don't actually die. You just have a performance where you feel like you could have done better, but it feels like that. But the one I remember the most was in Amasava Soweto Theatre.
Yeah.
Savannah Newcomer Showcase. Yeah, there I died again. Because I remember, and if the corner is there on YouTube, I wish I can delete it somehow, but I can't. Because I performed, I wanted to do a Stevie Wonder joke. So I came on stage wearing shades.
Yeah.
And then, that's a big no-no in comedy, because you need to connect with the crowd. My eyes. So man, I just do it. I did it as Mzoshale joke Stevie Wonder, and then what? I ended up not doing that Stevie Wonder joke, and then I performed maybe 1 minute, maybe 30 seconds in Mwafagi, and then from there it was just an uphill battle from then. But I did have one good moment. Shy joke nyaneli one lagam lindo, and then. But really, that performance was a disaster. Even when because you still have to go to backstage after performing, and then the comedians are like, it's like ukiwa bona makshoni again.
Yeah.
Uhambe nete certificate ilanga long. And the song is sayifuna because funu claim. And it's like, yeah, well, so it was.
But how ruthless are comedians backstage?
That they were not ruthless.
Or
It was just
professional
like,
cases to say, hey.
No, you can tell, you can feel. Coming off stage, you can tell, Guti. Because I was once a comedian at next time you'll get there. Yabo. I would dark plus la. Yabo. Then you know you died. Yabo.
Oh.
And the second time I died, big says zigzag. There was a kick there, done by Uches Buddha. chest Buddha.
Yeah, chest Buddha,
chest
yes.
Buddha, yeah.
Mm.
Nice kick la zigzag. I think we're gonna stop nonsense. So Isaac Camp no skumba on that day. So Marang introducer. I was supposed to go on first because that's how we do it. Well, as an open sport,
Yes,
and then after that, kungena my heavyweights. Yeah, was stop nonsense. But on that particular day, Stop Nonsense had a show, so he had to start. And then he started Stop Nonsense. Girls love him, you know. It's happening, and then just put us like, there's this kid. Well, like it's rain, and then from there it was like, and it was there was this girl was Spanish in corner, but didn't know I was a comedian. It's like, oh, now you're a comedian. So it was like the worst day that could happen because like I was performing, and then people were just chewing gum, and the worst thing that happened during my performance was Kumbu Yangena Ngeviano. And then people were saying, Nang Kum whilst you're on stage and we are dying. And I'm looking there, Isaac Campus standing there. I was like, I'm looking at a chest Buddha. I was like, and I'm like, yeah, this is just terrible. So I died very day. I don't want to lie, zigzag. Then after the show, people are coming. But I died, you know, as a comedian, and it's never a crowd's fault. It's always your fault.
Okay.
That's how we were taught.
Yes. But now tell me, how then, now you die, how then, where do you find that inspiration to say, okay, that show was bad now, on to the next one? Because I can imagine there are a lot of budding comedians that died once and said never again. How do you find it within yourself to be inspired again to say, Are?
First of all, I will lie, Lepsu. If you are a true comedian, you won't sleep that night. You feel like something happened terrible. You need to fix it. So the sooner you perform, the better. You can't let it go on for long and not perform, because as your last performance, it sticks in your mind with you. I died. I need to,
find a way to redeem myself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then unless you do that, unless Wafa was too after Lapo, then you have a serious problem. But for me, I think I had a show soon and I did well. So it was like, but you never forget. It's also a learning thing. You can't forget about your death. You must remember your mistakes. You must remember what you did wrong. What I'm saying, it's never a crowd's fault. It's always your fault when that happens.
Your biggest critic and your biggest fan, who are they? Do you have a or is it within? Are you your biggest fan and your biggest critic, or konumuntu that follows you, on a faithful and that's able to critique you, ruthlessly, and when you do well, I congratulate you with the same energy?
I would say I'm my biggest critic. There's actually no one who can tell. Because some guys are not honest. They will tell you, like I was saying, you did well, but you now, maybe like there's always excuses, and that doesn't do any favors. You'd rather have someone who tell you stage presence, timing was off, like those kind of builder. Even there was one guy though, especially so it's a theater about what I did wrong, and one paella inbox about like my DMs. No, you don't do HIV jokes. It's showing like at a theater. You didn't look at the crowd. You were moving around on stage like those type of comedian advices. But really, I'm my biggest critic. I will have a show where I get super laughs, but I will pick up something A1 that I didn't do right, and then it becomes something that I need to work on, because I'm a shy guy, so antisocial loner, so to go up on stage for me, it's really hard, but I do it because I love comedy, but it doesn't come naturally for me, over around people and doing my sets. But Mase amongst the stage, then it comes out into comedian, and I'm able to do it. And then after back to default settings, my awkward self comes back. Yeah, but yeah.
All right. Parker's Kamikaze Savannah Comic Showcase. You know, with those like your the first shows that you just went, like out of your comfort zone, out of the East Rand, into the wolves, concrete jungle vibes. You know.
Yeah, like I said, Savannah was a disaster. But Packers at Monte Cassino, there used to be a comedy club called Packers. It's now closed.
Mm.
Yeah, so there was a competition called Kamikaze where comedians could go up and just test their material. So there are semi-finals, and then you end up at the finals. So for me now, I ended up on the finals. I did quite well there in the show. I think it's one of the highlights of my career so far in comedy, because even though I didn't win the finals, but we were booked afterwards, as because the owner, Joe Parker, was like, okay, guys, as much as you didn't win, but I feel like you're the next crop of comedians that I can work with. And then, because what is nice about Parker's is a comedy club, so you don't have to really, it's not like performing at a tavern or at a club, yeah, where you have to fight for people to listen to you. So people actually come there, they come to watch comedy.
Oh, okay.
So now when all you have to do there is focus on your set, focus on your performance.
And not wear shades.
Yeah. And not wear shades. Yeah, definitely don't wear shades. Yeah, so, and another thing, the guy Joe Parker was one of the veterans of South African comedy. So even though we had a good performance, there was always advice that actually, hey, Brian, you need to work on your body posture on stage. You need to look at the crowd. You need to command the room more. You need to, just those things we need to hear. They keep you on your toes so that you can improve. So that's what I liked about my Parker's experience, because it taught me a lot about comedy. And then we were booked for more shows, but unfortunately COVID happened there. And then because of the COVID economic crisis, the club ended up
closing down.
getting closed.
So, you just said something very interesting. Ukba funny, you are funny, but how technical is performing on stage, And I'm a technicality work on it. Technicality, I'm not sure if that's the correct term, but I'm sure they don't work for everyone. You talked about moving a lot on stage. I see comedians who plex only, but up and down on stage, man. Cat Williams, one of the guys.
Yeah.
That's up and down on stage, wrestling chairs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Dave, he lays his plumber.
Yeah.
He can sit on the chair and give you a killer set. So lama technical advice work on. How important are they, and when do you decide? Okay, I don't think Mina lays on 7 there.
Yeah, that's a good question actually, because one of my inspirations with comedy, it's another comedian, Begenzama one-liner, Mitch Hedbeck. So now he had he had a drug problem, but he also was uneasy on stage. He was always wearing shades, because sometimes even closing his eyes when performing, because he was not feeling easy, because it's hard to perform for people trying to make them laugh in the first place. So that was his way of dealing, with that anxiety. You go to are they going to find me funny? So he was always wearing shades. So that's the guy actually. I was like, I can see myself in that guy, because I feel his, anxiety. He's uneasy, but what comes out of his mouth, then people started laughing, because he was doing actual jokes. Maybe in terms of movement on stage because he was just a stand and deliver guy, not moving around. Because you mentioned Cat Williams. Cat Williams is very active on stage,
Yes, he
wrestling chairs. Maybe also his height works for him because, you know, it's so easy for him to do that. But for me, not exactly.
Uba no muti between no.
I think they're almost the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like as you were asking, for me, I'm not that type of comic. I just like to stand and deliver and then do my sets. You know, obviously you'll use your hands, you'll use your head, you'll do everything. You know, there are sorts of different comedians. There are comedians who dance when they come on stage. There are comedians who are sitting down most of the time. But I just like standing and delivering the jokes, and then that's just who I am, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Meeting with Kumba the first time. How was that experience, man?
Yeah, it was. In fact, because at that time I entered a Savannah Newcomer showcase, so I got an email to say you can go to Kaya FM, a show in Gaskumba, because they had a segment with Savannah that was about the Savannah Newcomer showcase. So I went there and then I arrived early. Ngambona nayafika.
You always come early.
Always.
Even yeah, you came early.
Yeah, I came early. Always. Prematurely. Yeah, so ngafika. And for me, I'm sure I wasn't used to those electric doors because I'm going extend. Remember that time I was doing the morning show.
Yeah.
So I was figuring about 5:30. And then ngamlinda wangena, and then I thought mina mangsondela nami iminyango izovuleka, and the doors ended up sengibambekile lapha eminyango manje, and I'm looking at him, it's like ungibheke so ubani wena ngithi I'm Motso Kgatle, I'm a comedian. They said I should come here for the interview, and then I was on the lift with him, and it was super awkward, and it was like chila la producer yami ringa now.
Yeah.
And then we got in there, we did the interview, and then Macpelly show like I don't know so then failing each is the makalakala it's like this guy. It's like we took pictures and then I left. You know, because there were comedians who were supposed to come in there. I don't know, for whatever reason they didn't come. And then I ended up going. And then afterwards, Wangbo said, "You really went to the show, no school?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did it, bro."
And now you meet him for the first time. You do the interview with Sharp Yonkinto. Now you get to share the stage with him. Does he recognize you? Do you remind him?
No, actually, I didn't share the stage with him. Because, it was just part of the... I think, but he was there on the show when I performed the Soto Theater, and then it obviously didn't go well.
Oh, that's when he died, when you drove in with the V-Class when he was performing. Oh, so he wasn't there to perform, he was just part of the organizing.
Yeah, part of the whole group of guys that were supporting us. And then I died, and then after dying, there was a nomination party, I think in Melrose Arc, if I'm not... mistaken, and that's when I met him. I was like, wow, okay. And everyone was laughing. I was like, man. I was like, it's part of life, you know.
It happens.
I was not offended or anything like that. It's part of the game, really.
Yeah, man. So Motso, your biggest stand moment, like which famous comedian have you met and you were like beside yourself, kiss mang man, you know, how was that experience? You know, were you disappointed? Would you stand or was it like, this is who I thought this was?
I wouldn't call it a stand moment per se, but a guy I've always admired who comedy, Isaac Camp. Because
very good friend of mine.
I think he's one of the best writers in my opinion who comedy. So any comedian who writes jokes and is a good writer, I like. Just by default, you know. So I met the guy, Zigzag Kgatle Kgatle. That's when and then he was cool, you know. He didn't give me any negative vibes, and I was like, and I performed with him.
Sorry,
yeah.
Was Zigzag before our show here at Vida? Because you guys were, I did that comedy show, and you were on the same bill.
Yeah. I don't remember well which came first, but I think the Zigzag one came after.
Yes.
I think the Zigzag one came after. So I met him, I think, a couple of times even before then. But yeah, he's just a cool guy, really. Yeah, so I just admire his pen more than anything. His writing skills, his just the way he performs. I think a lot of South Africans don't know the guy. I think they are not aware of him like the way they're supposed to be aware of him. Because if they were, I think him and Jay Poogie, like naturally, they are the best comedians in terms of writing, stage presence, and just being damn funny. Okay. For me, in my opinion.
Yes, no, definitely. You know, okay. However, I'm just trying to think, man, on that clear show there, but
yeah.
Sport, Kaizer Chiefs fan, right?
Kaizer Chiefs fan, Arsenal fan, unfortunately.
Oh, just like me, man. It's a pain, bro.
We just had a horrid season, but at least with Arsenal, yeah, well, you can see there's something they're building, you know. But the other ones, I don't know what to say, man. That family club.
I saw a clip, I think on TikTok, some Zulu guys. I think it's Felix Klopp actually.
Yeah,
it's like yeah. Hey, my friend, I want to pick a coin. No vela natural and born with the one now. If we get a gym and normally you go along at the
team, man. And what surprises me about Kaizer Chiefs, when the season started, Uchesika was like, "Don't sleep on us. This is our season where we come back." And then at the end of the day, by Nzama Picham.
So I think like, she's a marketing person,
yeah,
man.
But you know, read the room. What? Like the team hasn't been doing well for how many years now?
But what do you think? What do you think it boils down to?
I feel like Upobi once said it's a family club, and that's how it's run now. Because I don't see a world where Ukeza Mutaungchuna should be the sporting director. I don't think he has the credentials. But unfortunately, Timmy Agib. So what can we say? There's nothing we can say. And we can see with the decisions that they've made, Guti, these people, they don't know what they are doing. Even now they are quiet. Why aren't they? Because I remember when Arsenal wasn't doing well. The owner, George Kroenke, sporting director Edu, they released them videos to say, no, guys, we need to work hard. We need to do this. This is the direction of the club. Please be patient. And now the fans are patient to see because they are seeing the progress. Remember, they weren't qualifying for EU Fair Champions League then. Now they are qualifying. They finished number 2 now for the second time. So that's what you need. That's what you need if you are running an institution.
Communicate.
That's what you need. But that other club, they are quiet now. Next thing, Babuya Nama chips. Taking some chips.
And I had you chips.
Yeah, buy snack.
Buy snack. Now, I think the biggest downfall in Kaizer Chiefs, I think because of maybe lack of knowledge, as you say, you know. I think there was a point. I know there was a point where they were listening to fans a lot. You know, as soon as fans make noise, they fire the coach. You know, Middleton got us lost the league last game of the season.
Yeah.
You know, the fans were not happy because we were playing
helicopter football.
You know, but it worked. You know,
it worked.
They fired him. I'm getting a cramp. Sorry.
Okay.
You know, Kevin Hart the following season.
Yeah.
But you know what, Motso? What? amazes me is that it's called a muscle pull, ne? And then umkhava. So yindle kahle kahle. All right,
Muscle
I'm a bit
yomkhava.
dehydrated.
Yeah.
Okay, now, oh man,
Sorry, man.
hey. Ooh, can I please have a glass of water? Shoo. Hey. Nice thing about podcasts, like not directed. Cut. We roll. We roll with the punches, man.
Yeah.
Right. When fans wanted Arteta out, the management Arsenal, no. It's in a plan.
Nope.
Lana's in a plan.
Yes.
When our fans were Sundowns wanted Pito Musumane out, Patrice was like, it's in a plan. You know, but when you react
Yeah, towards the fence
to the fans once, immediately.
then you are in trouble.
Yeah, man. Now, hey. So I'm sitting in Lingilanga, minding my own business where I stay. I'm on Facebook. I come across a post. Hey, we have not seen our brother. Our brother Motso Kgatle hasn't been seen in 3 days. He was wearing black jeans. What? I'm like, hey, man. So initially I'm thinking, hey, man, this is one of your nonsense. Hi, man. And then I think I inboxed the account.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, is this for real? Because this is my boy, you know? And I think by posting an account here, I think somehow whoever posted got I'm not looking details, but that's besides the point. So now you are missing. Now I'm the first person to share this on social media to say, hey, how? Now I'm getting all sorts of inboxes. And well, the funny thing is, lama inbox, lama fears wa I'm good. There's probably a show coming up. Please take us through that, man, if you don't mind. Allow me to ask you that, if it's not too uncomfortable for you. You going missing and coming back, you know, disclosing with Faith, I've got certain mental issues, you know, I zoned out and whatnot, but let me not spoil it and let me give it to you and tell your story how you know it.
Yeah, so first of all, I won't delve in too much with what happened, you know, I'll just talk about, you know, because at that time, I've always had mental issues, you know, per se, but they were not as intense, you know. So during that episode, incidents started happening at a fast rate, you know. Personal life, work life, family life, you know. So at that time, they were building up. Always, you know, like, but at the time, it was something like, as I was telling you, I'm a loner, so most of the stuff that I deal with on my own. I don't talk about my issues with anyone, including my family. So if something is happening, I take it upon myself to deal with it, or just it's okay in, you know. So at that particular time, there was stuff that was happening at work, stuff happening at personal life with my family as well, and then I just hit that episode again, where I just find myself wandering around Gauteng, ngazi ukuthi ngiyaphi, my phone corner, but I don't even have that thing yokuthi no check your phone maybe abantu khona abantu abakufunayo yabo. And then it became a point where I ended up in hospital, and then eventually I had to go to a mental institution for 3 weeks. But the main problem is that I had so much stuff that was built up in me, about mental health. And in that episode as well, there's stuff that babies are self-inflicted.
Okay.
I think when stuff is self-inflicted, when it comes back, when the repercussions now come, it even becomes worse because it's done than you. It's different than something that was just an accident where you say, ish, ipatlam. but it's things that you did when, and then they start coming back, and now work is involved. You are under risk of losing your job. You are not doing well financially at the first place. And then if I lose my job, then it's over in. And then I ngifonela abantu because I'm not even close to my folks. I don't even have a girlfriend. Ngizokhuluma naye ngithi hey phela nginento, so I'm on my own. So it became at that time just too much to deal with. And then I went through that. It was very scary. Yeah, I just got lucky, but yeah, it was tough.
But
It
are you
was
seeking consistent professional help afterwards?
Yeah, I did go to the mental institution, and then I have a psychologist now. I have a therapist. So I go visit now and then just to
Shout out, my man. Shout out, my man.
not to go back there to that place because it was a scary time for me. Even now when mangvuli the phone and seeing the messages of the poster that people were sharing, that was like, oh, this was real. And some people didn't want to believe it, as you were saying, because I'm a comedian. I'm always playing around with Facebook, so it was like a prank. But it wasn't a prank. It was a real life situation that I had to deal with. But luckily, I came out fine. But it's still a process to get back to where I'm supposed to be.
No, but shout out to you, man, for first, being able to allow us to have that conversation. Because I don't think it's about me trying to get sensation for the show.
Yeah.
I think maybe we desensitize and make it normal for other people to understand that other people go through this. The people that you think are the happiest. And take banana jive up high.
Even when I was at the institution, I think a mental institution is like a rehab in some way. When they say sometimes the rehab doesn't work for drug addicts because you meet other drug addicts and then more pumalapa you fall back into the same habit. So a mental institution is almost same thing in my opinion, because you meet other people psychologists, but they want to talk to you about thinking azab, and you have to listen to them, and that's when you can gauge with these people have real life problems. I mean, ngitshela ukuthi ngithole sex doll egarage kwami, ngavele ngahlanga same time, and ngifuna ukukhuluma nale sex doll ngithi hey uyazi ukuthi indoda yami sinabantwana abayi3 but unfortunately bayikhipha amabhetri, so didn't answer back. like I'm saying Gucci, they're real abanye bane bipolar, I got to learn about the bipolar, because where I was there were 3 people abane bipolar, so mabangichazele what bipolar is then mina nale mild depression case I was able to see what bipolar is a scary thing, because baba nama manic episodes, and when they are under that manic episode angafika la ivida athengele wonke umuntu utshwala be 10,000 because hyper it's on the high now lo muntu loyo, so nina nithi umregi angisho, but une bipolar, so
but bye,
so uyabhaya so I got to learn. So it's like, okay, these guys are like they're under pressure, like real issues. But sonke sinama issues, but it's up to the person who udila kanjani. But at the end of the day, if you are feeling depressed, you've got to seek help before it gets to that point where you lose it.
But I think it's a clever strategy from the psychologist's side. To normalize your problems, right? Man, that's not what I'm as you say. Not what I'm as man to snap out of it, man. It's a strategy. I think.
Yeah, but in my case, it was not the psychologist, it was the other patients.
Oh.
The other patients,
okay,
you know,
okay,
coming at
okay.
Yazwaingla, and then you can't dismiss them.
Mm.
You've got to listen to them, like, hey, no damn, you know, like, yeah,
Oh.
and then when I went in, it's like,
Hmm.
and then when you measure the two, this person is under serious depression. So you're like, man, as in, I just need to do 1 and 2, and then to get myself out of this situation, yabo,
But
and
the-
never go back there.
The comedian in you, was there not a point where you're like, "Hey, I'll start it." I know
Yeah,
it.
obviously there is
Yeah.
that point, you know, but you understand them, you
Yeah.
know. Like there was a guy there on a bipolar,
Mhm.
because there's a TV there, ufuna ukufaka izinto zakhe all the time, and thina sifuna ukubukela ischeme sami akasi-understandi. Afake ingoma zakhe ze-Africans, and then they have to understand, yabo. Kunale understanding ebakhona ukuthi mara let him be, man.
Bheka le.
Let him be. Yeah, bro. So yeah, it was cool though. It was just like a family environment. Yeah, bro. You can't leave. You have to be there. Your family comes and visits you. Sometimes they don't come, but you know, yeah. I think it was a good thing. I think to be there,
Yeah.
because I was also found myself here, bro, like I've never been in a place where I'm with so many people like, because I'm normally
you're
on my own,
alone.
like I'm
Yeah,
alone, so I was able to fit into that environment.
In a nice communal environment.
Yeah, communicating abantu. So yeah, it was cool. I
Right.
think that
And
helped
if
me a
support
lot.
your family, you know.
Yeah, support your family was huge. Even though Besinga connect, like we were supposed to be, but when I went under that, especially from my mom's side, man, you know, as mom says, no mama is a huge thing, because mama, no matter what happened, no matter what you did, they always be there for you, yabo. So it was important. Like mama played a huge role, like to get me to the facility, even when I had to go to the psychologist by to get me there, because you need a psychologist to refer you. So it was my mom, even Kichima and I. So she was helping out a lot. Yeah, but so yeah, that was great, man. Like family support was huge. Support from work as well was huge. Support from you guys, even though unlike you, some of the guys I didn't know them from a Facebook, I could still feel their support. That's why even when I came back, I wanted to come and say, no, guys, thank you, I'm back. Thanks for the prayers, thanks for the comments, thanks for sharing the post. You know, that was huge for me. So I really appreciated that.
But do you feel you are closer now with your family after that? Or because you know why I'm asking this?
Yeah,
Black families, ne, bana lento le. I wanna that asiko aware about such things, ne.
yeah,
You'll find ukuthi umntwana diagnosed with depression, what, yabona. And then you'll find umama athi, oh, sesizawana ukucela ukuthi washe izitsha phela. Wena depression. You know?
yeah.
But I think no, not I think. I just need to know nje ukuthi how was it? Maubuya, you know? Was it eggshells, or was it them were they walking on eggshells around you, or was it nje if it's yakena ukuthi nje
Yeah.
unali jive, you are fixing it? And
No, when I came back, it was like, okay, I'm back. But they didn't treat me like I'm a disabled person. They still treat me like Okhumuzo, you know. But obviously, with the knowledge, okay, this person, Obuya, from that episode, but we're able to do some things, but also by limited in some things. Even though we can go back to some of the mistakes and habits, we won't be too hard on him like maybe we were before. But so there's that understanding, because like you are saying, black families need to be educated about the mental health, you know, so they can deal with it better. Because Nale gama lokuthi awuyahlanya lo. You don't say such things when you are informed about your mental health. Yabo?
Yes.
You have
yes,
to
yes.
cater to what the person needs. Help them out. Importance of taking medication as well. So you need that support partner. Or also, yabo, supportive parents, supportive, So my family has been quite supportive, We are closer now than maybe we've been than previously. So yeah,
It's always work in progress.
it's,
You never.
yeah, it's always working.
Yeah, you never attain.
Yeah, you can't say
the
because,
ultimate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm taking antidepressants now. I think it's my 3rd month, 4th month, but yeah, I'm getting used to them. It takes time really for them to start working effectively. Because one of my problems was sleeping problems. I had sleeping problems, so I had to get something for my sleep.
Oh, okay.
So I can sleep better now. But the problem is also not wanting to be over reliant on them. But
yes.
without them, I can't sleep. So I still need to figure that out. Tukuthi, in future, am I going to take them for life or because I also have something for anxiety as well. But I take it only when I feel anxious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not something that I take every day.
You're lucky you guys are Jehovah's Witnesses. Never what was
Yeah, I was one though.
Yeah.
I was.
Now tell me, so we're about to wrap up, ne? Spiritually, you Christian. Like what is your crutch? Spiritually. Are you an atheist now? Are you Are you Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah, man. No, I'm not. I could never be an atheist because I believe in God, But I grew up in a Jehovah's Witness family, as I was saying. But after moving out from home, then you start to change. Sometimes for the West, if I may say that. So I stopped really going to the meeting. So right now, as it stands, I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. But because growing up as a Jehovah's Witness was really challenging in a way, yabo? Because remember, we were different from other kids at school already. I mean, we didn't celebrate our birthdays. We didn't celebrate Christmas. We didn't celebrate Halloween. I mean, all of those holidays, So already I want to say, like, these ones, what's their problem? Yabo? Like, there were a lot of rules growing up. More Jehovah's Witness, the birthdays, oral sex before marriage is a sin. So I thought, mini keke bengil blow alip. So so yeah, it was tough, But it taught me a lot, because more Jehovah's Witness, what it teaches you about most of the time is rejection. You can deal with rejection better. Because
I get what you mean, man. Yeah.
Because we're kokot, and we're doing house to house preaching.
Yeah.
We are figured out ukuthi kamala mokhumuso singabanye bofakazi baka Jehovah sambe sikhuluma nabo makhelwane ngeindaba ezinhle. Bese umuntu athi asikho. And that time ukukota ku sliding door.
Yeah,
Ubheke so.
Go bad.
Yeah. So even now, when I Mama Ntomazane, Mama Politika, it doesn't feel that bad as other guys because I'm used to it. Yeah. So it was like, yeah, but spiritually right now, I think it's one of those things I have to work on, really. Because it's either you believe in something or you don't. You need that spiritual life. It's important because the relationship no nkulunkulu, it depends on who you are. But for me, the way in Kulenga Corner, it's super important. It has that role that it plays in your life. So if Kule Uhamba is found in every Sunday nama weekly meetings every Thursday, and you just stop going. And then kuba nale void.
Yeah, when
And
avoid,
then
man.
kule void le,
There's a lot of things.
there's a lot of bad habits that creep up from that, yabo. So a relationship yam no nkulunkulu is still under construction. Because when I believe in God, I believe in Jehovah, and I feel like sang say including the episode then
Yeah.
So
man.
I feel like I owe him a lot. I still need to rekindle the relationship. It's important for me to do that. So, but I can't. No pastor or elder can do that for me or parents. It is a personal relationship that me and Ikmele, you know.
Well
I
put,
must
my
work
man.
on.
Well put. Because people focus a lot of on religion and not on spirituality and not on the relationship they have nonkulunkulu. You know, they want to be associated. Mina thina simkhonza kanje. Umthetho uthi uJesu ukhonzwa kanje or uNkulunkulu ukhonzwa kanje. And the
Yeah.
minute you step out of ama prescription owomunye umuntu owacabanga lento kudala ngengqondo yakhe, now it must be imposed kuwe. But I
Yeah.
get you, my man. You know, we digress to spirituality. I wanted to ask you this. Your very, very first show after that episode, how epic was that, man? And where was it?
No, the show was in where was the show? It was not. It was another Jess Buddha show because Jess Buddha is someone I'm close with. Yabo. Helps me out a lot. You know, Magna show Young Biza. You know, is someone that I'm close with. One of my big brothers who comedy that helps me out a lot. Yabo. So he had a show in Emperor's Palace. Yeah, so we went there, and then that's where I got to perform. So I did a set about this episode, yeah, but it was in a Polish set because it was my first time performing. You know?
Oh,
So
okay.
it didn't come out as great as I wanted to be, but because they knew where I was coming from, so it wasn't like, you know. But it's something I still need to work on, you know, that particular set. Because I was just talking about my experiences after that episode and doing it in joke form.
Yeah,
What took
yeah.
me there, where am I now, where I'm at now with the recovery process.
Yeah.
Then I'm under, yeah.
All right, though. I see you gigging a lot now. You've hooked up Umlengelenge. Rio. You know, Rivo.
Rivo.
I always say Rio, and he never corrects me. Never, he just leaves me.
Mela correct, yeah, Umlengelenge. Yeah, we're doing shows, you know. I'm out and about, you know, a lot because, like, for example, I haven't had a girlfriend in 10 years, so I'm trying to, yeah, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to get out there. It's from a clinic when they told me, like, they were asking me about relationships. Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have friends? I'm like, no. Psychiatrist said, no, man, you've gotta try. But I'm a man, so how am I going to
I'm alone.
make it work? I'm a loner. But I'm trying now. I'm meeting different people, different girls. I'm going out on dates again.
Nice.
Yeah, but there's someone particular I like. Yeah, but I'm starting to figure out what I want from girls. Yeah, but
Yeah,
because
man.
Israel is like it's hard to date Israel. Yeah, but most
Why?
amantombazana Israel angeke come until it's their birthday month. Because it's rotator 1 week. It's like, hey, no, next month or next week. Birthday yami,
Yeah,
yeah,
but that.
That's why I always tell girls ukuthi before start ukudate, clearation card yakho, yabo, because I don't want to be
Please,
part
man.
of ama payments. I mean, with sisazana, yabo.
The
So
soccer snake king
yeah,
of which.
so yeah, I feel like I'm in that time now. Uthi, I'm starting to meet people. I'm trying to go out more. I'm fully aware with a situation where, because most of the time in life I was like work back a Rumini, work back a Rumini, work back a Rumini, work back a Rumini. Yabo. If I'm not performing, then I don't have any outlets to be with people or yabo.
Yeah, because I don't see you at Groove, man, at all. At all.
Hey, groovy guys, I can't. That space nje for me now, it's super awkward for me because I just stand there and like I can't dance. I'm not good with girls. So angiba
And akukhulunywa lapho umculo
yabo.
uyawazi.
So I also drink occasionally. And I'm on my tree, and then I'm standing there like, it's like I'm awkward. I'm like, it's like those guys about be trafficking. It's like I'm picking out girls.
Yeah, you look
Things
very
over
dodge,
Georgia.
man. You
Yabo,
look
like
very dodge.
nginalobu dodgy nyana lobu, yabo.
Yeah, man.
So, but I'm
Ngapha
right now I'm
unenhloko
coming
enkulu,
out.
yabo.
Ngapha nginenhloko enkulu. Yabo.
Yeah, man.
So, but I'm trying right now uthi ngiphume yabo and just be out there.
All right, now you out there. What's the date? There's a show coming up.
Yeah, show Umlengelenge comedy night coming out. It is on June 13 June.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have 4 comedians on the bill. Four top comedians. 2 of them are from Foslo. Great guys. Keketso Hutamo no Stiga. Stiga the Deadborn. Stiga the Deadborn is like another version of me, but Kecho Smart. Yabo.
Oh,
One of those guys that
and extroverted
they
version, yeah.
They write very well. He's one of the best writers of comedy, in my opinion.
Nice.
Then we have Keketso Hutamo is the like party starter, a type of comedian, like more muntu e groove or muntu tanda those jokes aselokishini,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
smartly
yeah.
written. It's for you. And then sinenya se Jozi ukhaya mdaka, a closer guy. We just wanted a closer nje for no reason. Go comedy show. You must have a closer in something you do.
Yeah,
Yabo?
man.
Just for the lies and jokes as well, yabo. So yeah, it's one of the smart comedians who come to great guy. And then lastly, is Oscar Umuhle. I think right now it's part of the top 5, maybe top 10 comics who are hot right now, Lamzans.
What?
He's doing shows in Skumba, he's doing shows everywhere, South Africa. The top.
Where is he
comedian.
from, Oscar Muhle?
He's from Pushback Ridge.
Hey, zifu into ezinhle ngepushback. Oscar play him.
Yeah, but
Oscar
but
play
yeah,
him.
Oscar Muhle. Yeah, actually has a joke about that. But so yeah, we have those guys, get 4 of them. And we also had interviews for about TJ. So shortlister any out about to shotgun.
Khotompagu. That guy, he does, yeah. Shotgun. I'm shortlisted.
Yeah, so yeah,
How long was the interview?
short. Very short, but yeah, it's like medicine totally great, because
The text,
but we'll figure it out,
No,
when the
man.
show comes. So the show in June 13, 2023, Bahama,
2024.
2024. Yo, it's the pills.
Yeah, man, don't go into that episode on this episode.
I won't.
Yeah, so
Yes, but it's put together by Urivo Umlengelenge. You know, abantu abamanzi Urivo. It's that guy uthengisa ungalalo ungadli ungadlanga.
that guy outside of
Natural
Bahama
inside
Park.
umlakalaka. Yeah, when you
Yeah.
come out, you know mawuphuma ngo3 uhamba ne stolen. And then you don't know what to feed them because ama shops sewavaliwe and nalama phayila wena wathandayo sewaqedile.
Yeah.
And then there's that guys who usually hooks up people with the munch before they munch.
Much before the match.
Yeah, so he's a top friend of mine. So we are putting together this show for the Israeli people and people in Jehovah like how they want to come. They can come 13, 50 rand tickets. You know, it's not that expensive. So yeah, we are looking forward to a great show.
Yeah, man. I think our graphics guy is gonna put it somewhere on the screen,
Okay.
or la.
Okay,
but
that will
somewhere.
be great. That will be great.
Somewhere. You know, we've got the poster here, and I see you told me you brought us goodies.
Goodies, yeah, just goodies for you guys to come to the show. I'm still gonna bring. I didn't know you had such a large team, so I just bought only 3, but I'll bring the others for you guys to come to the show.
On the
It's going
13th
to
of
be-
June, wait, on the 13th of June is in how many weeks?
Is it 2 weeks? Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be on a Thursday, because and then it's Friday, and then it's when is the holiday? When is
On
the
the
16th?
on Sunday.
Yeah, so it's yeah.
So the holiday moves on to the Monday. So it's a long weekend type of situation. Ne?
yeah.
Excuse me. All right, because I was just thinking of the logistics behind us giving away tickets on the channel. I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Actually, the 3 extra tickets that you bring, we're gonna give to our subscribers, and then Tina as a team, we're gonna buy tickets.
Okay. That will be nice, guys. It will be top.
You know, we're gonna buy tickets for ourselves, and then I think let's run the promo. Let's run the promo on our Facebook page, because now with editing and we don't know when the episode is dropping. There's a lot of things. I'm not in the country next week, you know, and already, yeah, man. Anyway, Bafo, thank you very much for coming through. I liked the feel of this interview. It's only our 4th episode,
Yeah.
so we're still trying to find the right balance between energy and us, and trying to cover our path. It's actually it's fun, you know, but we'll play it by the ear, and we'll play it by the energy. If Beckman is pap is you know, oh, bad word.
Ngiyahlanya kancane.
But thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for coming through.
Sure.
You know, thank you for Rivo for introducing us, actually, because he's the one. Because I was putting together a comedy show, Lane Vida. And he said, "Ah, man." I said, "Intwana sikasla But
Yeah, because actually they are comedians. I think abantu abathandi group, but they are comedians. They're Israel, you know, that people don't know about. There's a female comedian. There's one Dilewagazwane.
I love Wandile. I love. Yeah. I met him through you guys as well. Yeah.
We have Urivo. You have myself. You have Tuli Malulega. Is a female comedian. Smart and great. You have who's the? We had a guy in Tlek who was like the OG for us, Pablo Mashilwan.
Pablo. So on a mahlaya.
Yeah. So there was a guy really who was like the top comedian.
Is he
No,
left the scene?
Pablo is around. Maybe we'll see him soon. Yeah, because there was a guy who was really
Yeah, man. I know
best comedian,
Pablo.
like
I've
Israel.
known Pablo for a while. Actually, you know what? Please, don't tell him my contact with Pablo. He needs to come on the show.
Yeah, he
needs to come on the show.
Definitely
man.
come on the show. And then it's gonna be a fun show.
Baba, thank you very much, man. Thank you so much. God bless you, endeavor wako. You know,
Sure.
let's have less and less episodes. Let's take care of ourselves, and among it ourselves, we should won't you know, because sonke, we are susceptible to depression and things like that, and you need to be very, very clever to be this dumb. Angeke ube dom ngahlaniphanga. Ayivumi. Kuneento engabhalansi mfethu. But thank you very much, man. It's a wrap. Sunday School Vodcast.
Thanks guys for having me. This is my first pod, so sizobona ukuthi how I did, you know. But I had fun. Thanks for having me. I think you have a good thing going. I think let's go until 100th episode and see where
we are.
Yeah, so thanks for having me, guys, and this was a nice pod.
You know, my team, they always cringe when because I think of things, and I say these things before I discuss with them.
Yeah.
So 1,000 subscribers, Sunday School Vodcast. When we get to that 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna have a comedy show, and the following day we're gonna have a full-on musical gig. Of the Sunday School Vodcast in celebration of our 1,000 subscribers. And the bonke labantu khuluma ngabo, especially local guys will be on the bill We'll find a way to make it happen.
And a shout out to Vida also.
Yeah,
Vida Lounge, for giving us a nice space. I've come here for a couple of shows. I had fun, yeah, bro. Because people think duduza has such a negative vibe to it, yeah, bro. For some reason, but there are places like Vida Lounge. Now we have a pod here, yeah, bro.
My man.
Yeah, so people must leave duduza alone, yeah, bro.
Marabez.
Yeah, bes. No, I'm saying they must leave it alone, yabo. Nalama group abo Stawako, Staban, you know, they originate here. Abo Tozile. I think in if Lenyoga Velacon, I think he hambida she and Makanda wife. Marasiko lap. But anyway, thanks guys for having us.
Do you know the story about the guy that was carrying poo around and was about the groove?
Yeah, that's why it's like no muzalang takes, you know?
Yeah.
Upatala 10 rand, but to feel like you am quite to drive because not take is rent. But
on that note,
Yeah.
man. Hey, yo,
Guys,
thank you
thanks
very
for
much.
having
Shout
me.
out to my team. Shout out to everyone.
Shout out
Thank
to the
you,
team.
thank you. It's a wrap.
Rap.
I can't drop the mic today.
Thank you.